Welcome to episode 17. This is Quarantine Stories powered by hashtag inamstories. My name is Inam. Hi guys, how are you? Are you doing well? Are you not doing well? Till May 3rd is the lockdown. It's getting crazy. Welcome to episode. How was that? It was amazing. Season 1, episode 17. And it's called, the title of the story is called The Enchanting Storks, a tale from Baghdad. So with that, we will begin today's story. It's the title of the story is, the writer of the story is Shephard, and the credits, it's from the website www.aaronshep.com. With that, let us begin with the story. The story takes place a few hundred years ago, I think 1,000 years ago, after the rise of Islam, and there were caliphs all over the Middle East. And Fakhruddin al-Abdunya, I don't think so is here, but we'll try to go there. So in the Middle East is a Calif in Baghdad. Okay, in Baghdad there is a Calif and his Vizier. For people who don't know what is a Calif is a ruler, a king. Vizier is his right hand, prime minister, you can say. Okay, with that, let's begin the story. There is a Calif, there is a Vizier. Those are the two characters we are going to begin the story with. So this Calif, who was the ruler, and he was a very good ruler, to the point where people who came and spoke to him, they always were enchanted with how is this person knows so much? How is this person knowing so much? I don't understand. That's what everybody thought. To which the Caliph used to smile at the Vizier. They never knew what they were up to, because the Caliph and his Vizier, Ali bin Manzar, both used to go behind the palace gate, at the back gate, a secret door where it leads to the city, where they used to dress up as normal human beings, and they used to go and get all the news and information first hand from the moment, from the market, without having to trust people. Then rather than trusting people, they're trusting themselves to give the information. So that is happening. And one day, when they decide to do the same thing, they go to the market and they're looking around, they're getting information. They see this one beautiful box that the Caliph likes, and there's a peddler. At those times, a peddler would be a person who sells a second-hand item. It might be good, it might be bad. It's one of those cases. So the Caliph sees the box, buys the box. The peddler says 1 gold coin, to which the Caliph gives 2 gold coins. The peddler just laughs and just goes off. The Caliph keeps it, gives it to the Vizier. Both of them go around taking the information. Day is done. They go near the lake. They are sitting there, they're resting. The Caliph decides to open the box. So when the Caliph opens the box to see what's happening, there is a powder, okay, and there is a note. And in that note lies one word, and that word is Kasavalier. I repeat, that one word is Kasavalier, and the explanation is, if you sniff the powder and you say the magical word, you turn into a bird. That's what was written. Now, what happens next is a conversation between the Caliph and the Vizier. The Vizier, Caliph wants to take the powder, Vizier does not want to. Why does the Vizier does not want to take the powder? It's because they have mentioned human to birds, but they have not mentioned from birds to humans. Will that work? Nobody knows, right? So the Caliph convinces the Vizier, let's do it, let's try it. Vizier is closer to the Caliph, and both of them, they sniff the powder and they say, Kasavalier, Kasavalier. Slowly their face pops. Long beaks form, hands legs all feathery, and they become a bird. And the bird that they become is a stork. Now, a stork, as you know, has long beaks. They become that. The Caliph is happy, the Vizier is happy. Now they go. They have this extra willingness to know the unknown information about their own kingdom from people. Now they have a bigger chance in knowing the unknown. So they fly around the market, they fly around the palace, get all the information, the secrets that they never knew before. The both of them are like very happy. The Caliph says, "Oh my God, we've received so much of unknown information. Being a stork, we never knew so much of information was there." So after some time, after they get tired, they return back to the lake, the same spot, and they say, "Kasavalier," and nothing happens. Nothing happens at all. Completely. They say it multiple times. "Kasavalier, Kasavalier, Kasavalier, Kasavalier." But nothing happens. To which the Vizier said, "I knew this was going to happen." Oh. So a day has passed by the time this has happened. The palace would have sent out soldiers to find for them. So they fly to the palace to tell them, the soldiers, they both are able to speak to each other. So they go to the palace. They go and they see that everybody's going left, right and center to search for the Caliph and the Vizier. One day has passed, information has spread. There is no king, there is no Caliph, there is no Vizier. The kingdom is without a Caliph and a Vizier. To which, as they are searching, a person comes into the palace. They are viewing this completely from they're doing this and they're listening. Clap, clap, clap. They're listening to whatever and they're seeing whatever is happening. A person enters and speaks to everybody to let him in and to be the new king. Now, who is this person? This person is the Caliph's brother. His name is Umar. So the brother decides to take over the throne. The storks who are there, the Caliph and the Vizier, both start clapping. They're saying, no, I'm the Caliph, and I'm the Vizier. They both are saying this, but all that the people around them are listening is, that's all the humans are listening to. Which Umar says at that moment, "See, even the storks are welcoming me. You need to welcome your new king. As you have it, the kingdom has got a new king until the new king arrives." That's what Umar says. And the storks are fleeing away because the head commander says, "Foo, get away." So the storks fly away sadly to the lake, and they keep flying, they get very tired. The Caliph wants to have something, the Vizier wants to eat something. They decide, the Vizier says, "We as storks can only eat mice, frogs, fishes, so let's do what the storks do." And they go, they hunt for mice and frogs, and they're living off like that, and they try as much as they can to become humans, but they fail. They just get sad and they go back they decide that they cannot go back to the palace. They decide to go to the forest and live the rest of their lives as the birds, as the storks. So they're in the forest, and the Caliph says, "The forest is so silent, it's so peaceful, but what's the use?" He's having a conversation with the Vizier. As he's speaking, suddenly hears this, and he's looking back. He sees there is a woodpecker pecking away, but this woodpecker is intriguing. This woodpecker is teary-eyed, has tears flowing from its eyes. The Caliph asks, "What is wrong? What's happening? Why are you crying, woodpecker?" To which the woodpecker replies, "I am a princess. I was cast this magic spell because I refused to marry this sorcerer. So the magic spell can only be broken after a man proposes to me for marriage. Only then I can turn into a human. Until then, I am just a woodpecker. So I have no use for this." The Caliph listens and he looks at the Vizier and he decides to help the woodpecker. He says, "Do you know where the sorcerer is?" The woodpecker says, "The sorcerer and his people come nearby the forest, nearby here, once in 3 days." So they wait. The Caliph decides to help out the woodpecker. Through this, he'll be helping out himself and the Vizier as well. So now the next step is to go and hide in the bushes. The day arrived, the night arrived, they're hiding in the bushes, they're waiting. They're just waiting. And then the 3 pathways that are present near the bush that they are hiding in, from there the magicians come in, and then the head sorcerer comes in. His name, Qadur, the head sorcerer. The Caliph and the Vizier are surprised because it's the same person who was the peddler. And they are just pleasantly surprised. They are completely surprised. But that's not the last of the surprise. The woodpecker says, "That is the sorcerer who turned me." The Caliph says, he tells about his history and the Vizier's history of how they turned into storks, and they say that it's the same man that he turned them into storks. And as they are talking to themselves and explaining all the things, guess who arrives next? That's right, the Caliph's brother Omar arrives. It's a shock. They are completely shocked, the Caliph and the Vizier. Omar says, "How did you get rid of my brother, Qadur?" Qadur laughs and says, "Your brother is so foolish that he gave not 1 but 2 gold coins for the box. And all I had to do was, in the magic powder, in the note, the word that I mentioned was Kasawalir. And I did not mention a command to go back from being a bird to human. And that command is Kasawalir." And that's when it happened. That's when the secret was revealed. The secret was revealed, and both of them have a hearty laugh as these people are looking at the entire moment, and they are completely flabbergasted by what is happening. They just don't know what to do. Omar goes away. The magicians go away. But the storks have heard the command that would make them into humans. So there is one positive step. So what they do is wait. But the Caliph is very, very angry. He wants to follow them and attack them as a stork. He tries to fly away to go there. The Vizier and the princess go. The woodpecker goes and gets him back. Like, not now, not today. So all 3 of them sit and plan. The first thing that the Caliph does is, along with the Vizier, says the magic word, Kasalavir. And the feathers slowly turn into the human form, and the storks become the Caliph and the Vizier. And then the next step that he does is he asks for the princess, the woodpecker, "Would you marry me?" To which the woodpecker shies and says yes. And the woodpecker turns into a princess. So all 3 birds that were under the spell of Qadur are not under the spell anymore and are humans. And 3 of them walk till the nearby village, where they get a help of a village person to get a horse. And they go on the horse to the palace. As soon as they reach the palace, all the crowd starts supporting them, starts following. Oh my god, the Caliph has returned, the Caliph has returned, the Vizier has returned, and the Caliph is returned with a wife. We have a new queen. So, all three of them, along with the crowd, they go to the palace, they break down the door, and Omar orders the army to kill the Caliph and the Vizier and the princess. The army does not pay heed to Omar because they want their original Caliph to come back to them. So at that moment, the Caliph says, take him to the dungeon. Omar asks for his forgiveness. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. He says, no. You have betrayed. You have had a treason. You have treasoned to the king, to the Caliph. You will be taken to the prison. And off to the prison. And the next command that the king gives, the Caliph gives, is to capture the sorcerer and his men. He sends with a special set of commandos. He sets up the commandos to capture them. And the magician and the sorcerer, everybody is captured along with Omar. And all of them are put together and thrown into a dungeon where they were never heard in the future ever. And they disappeared, they vanished. The Caliph made sure, the Vizier made sure that they all were punished. And now the Caliph, the Vizier and the princess take over. They have a wedding. Everything is happy. They take back the kingdom. And they are very, very thankful to everything that has happened to them, that the experience has enabled them to learn and witness so many experiences. With that, the 17th episode of the Enchanting Storks, a Tale of Baghdad has ended here. Guys, my name is Inam, and there's a lot of love from my side to all of you. And till the next episode, I will be not seeing you. I will be turning into John Cena. So till then, you can see me. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.